yourself. You're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
There is a 49% chance you'll like this movie according to my calculations, aka the Rotten Tomato meter. Hi, I'm Tanner Richard Israel! No, hi, I'm Tanner Richard Kraft. Welcome to Bomb Squad Matinee. I'm Tanner. We're talking about Captain America.
Hi, I was a wartime general, and now I'm a wartime podcaster. Hi, I'm Austin Tweebleman.
Fucking hell. And we have a special guest joining us for the first time.
Hi, I'm Tim Wilkinson, and I'd prefer to be talking about Daredevil Born Again.
I still haven't seen those two new episodes.
But I do
As
like
of this
this movie.
recording, I
Happy
still
to be
haven't
here.
seen them.
Oh, no.
But from what I understand, there is Dare and there is Devil. And today we're talking about Captain America Brave New Order. God, you guys fucked me up. Captain America Brave New World, not New World Order. And there's an Israeli in here. And I'm bringing that up, so I'm sure Austin's bringing it up, so I'm stealing his thunder.
Fuck!
But before we talk about, this is the worst recording ever already. Before we talk about Captain America, we obviously have a warm-up question for y'all. And at Austin's suggestion, our warm-up question is favorite movie cameo. Austin, we'll start with you.
Probably Chuck Norris in Dodgeball. Final answer. Did you know that Chuck Norris can parallel park a train? Chuck Norris's keyboard doesn't have a control key because Chuck Norris is always in control. They once named a street after Chuck Norris, but they had a few deaths, so they had to go change it because nobody crosses Chuck Norris and lives. No, but for my money, I'd have to say Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. Best cameo of all time. So many quotable lines. Shit that enters your brain in middle school and never leaves from that point forward. Take a few steps back, and then fuck your own face! Goes insanely hard to this day. But my actual answer, Tom Cruise, an Austin Powers Gold member. 2 years before that, Tom Cruise was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, but he didn't let the prestige go to his head. He could smell a hit from a mile away. Austin Powers Gold member was the 7th highest grossing film of 2002. It beat out Men in Black 2. It beat out Chicago. And I like to think it's all because the first face we see in the movie is the fucking dude from Jerry Maguire. And he drives a car called a Jaguar. But for real, my actual answer is Eminem in The Interview. Final offer. Back to you, Tanner.
Good, great. I'm gay. Hector's rectum is real. Yes, that one. That's from The Interview. Tim, if you haven't seen The Interview.
It's been a while.
Tim, what's your favorite movie cameo?
I feel both outclassed and underprepared after that performance, and let the record reflect that Austin is one of the all-time greatest speakers of all time, and I super appreciate the cameo right there. My favorite cameo, because I picked one from the movie, because that was the assignment I understood, was that calcified god toddler, Tiamat. I think that counts. He's dead now.
I'll allow it.
Pretty dead. But yeah, I mean, it was that, or it was like Betty Ross or Bucky Barnes, and who gives a fuck? You know, Tiamat. Can I curse?
You can curse. Yes, we curse all the time. Great answer, Tim. I'm sorry I didn't make it clear that it was of all time, not specifically this movie.
Oh. Of all time? I'm on the spot now. I can't think of a better one now. Not better than the Tropic Thunder one, certainly.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder's great.
I'm that dude at the party. You got like a bowl of fucking Skittles. I put my whole hand in there and just grab a fucking fistful of that shit.
Yeah. I was worried. I was like, I hope he doesn't say Tiamat. And then you said like every other movie cameo. So I was like, well, at least he didn't say Tiamat. I'm good.
Good answer. All right. Well, mine, I had a long time to think about this. And by that, I mean, right before Austin started answering, I realized I didn't have an answer yet. So I Googled best movie cameos in a panic. But thankfully something did appear to me that felt correct. And good and correct to me and feels on brand. My answer to this question is Matt Damon in Euro Trip, when he comes out to sing Scotty Doesn't Know to the main character about how he's been fucking the main character's girlfriend. Euro Trip is a great movie. Fuck the haters. That's my Godfather Part 2, personally. And rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg. But enough of Eurotrip and Tropic Thunder. We're here to talk about Captain America, Brave New World, a movie, allegedly, according to the reviews. Yeah.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. You know what? We'll put our special guest on the spot. Tim, what did you think of Brave New World?
Okay. Let me preface this by saying I liked this movie. Your audience does not know me, and they do not know what a big MCU and Marvel fan that I am. So for this to be my first appearance on this show, I am struggling. I don't want to just come in here and shit all over the first Marvel project that I get the chance to speak on. So I do like the movie. It's a very fun action film. I think that if you are wanting a story about Captain America and what it means to be Captain America and what it means to step into some unfillable shoes and try to be a man that you idolize, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the show for you. If you want a movie about Captain America doing Captain America things and punching stuff and blowing up fighter jets, then maybe Brave New World is more of your speed. I had a lot of issues with the plot. I had a lot of issues with the villain. But at the end of the day, this movie delivered on what I wanted, what I expected. I wanted to see Captain America punch Red Hulk in the face and, do a lot of callbacks to both the Incredible Hulk film and the Eternals. That's what I wanted personally. So, those are my overall thoughts on the movie.
Excellent.
Good answer.
I'm kidding, by the way. Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that to be this movie. Just saying. But go on.
Good answer. All right. I'm sure we'll get into some more stuff with general discussion. Austin, when I talked to you about this earlier today, I said, yeah, this should be fun because you liked the movie. And then you slapped me for daring to suggest such a thing. So Austin, what did you think of Captain America, Brave New World?
You have put me in such an awkward position because it's Tim's first time coming on the show, and Tim has a really good philosophy about not shitting on movies to a certain... Tim, do you want to explain this to the public at all who are just now meeting you?
Oh, well, I, in general, I just don't prefer when we focus on the negative things, is what I think you're referring to, Austin. I think a lot of the online discussion about the MCU in particular has veered negatively, and I like to go to online spaces where I can discuss the things that I enjoy with people who also enjoy it, and I'm finding it difficult to find those spaces these days. So, again, I don't want to just add to the noise as far as all the negativity goes. I prefer to focus on the positive, and by God, I'm gonna try. But again, this movie's making it tough for me this time.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't have your self-control. Let me start off by saying I thought the trailers for this looked really good. That sort of 1970s style editing with the heavy use of the split screens, the aggressive grain plate, the faded white titles. It was crafted to evoke shit like the Manchurian Candidate. But there was this one thing I just couldn't get excited for. And I'm sorry, but it was Red Hulk. I've seen a Hulk before. I know that the Hulk is gonna fight Sam Wilson. I was more interested in the other thing. The trailers were implying that there would be, like, political intrigue, espionage, deep-level fucking deep state conspiracy bullshit. And at the end of the day, I kinda got the worst of both worlds. All the political intrigue in this film. The stuff I was actually kind of excited for was just a little trail of breadcrumbs leading to the Red Hulk. That big CGI fucking monster fight I feel like I've seen 100 times, the one that was spoiled in the second trailer. That was the big twist. Sure, you got the leader in there, but all of his schemes were in service of making the Red Hulk pop up. This is many levels down from finding out S.H.I.E.L.D. has been infiltrated by Nazis, at least for me. Speaking of the trailer, I had a moment similar to when Tanner, remember when you saw House of Gucci?
Oh, yeah. And there were the two things in every House of Gucci trailer. Father, Son, and House of Gucci. Mm-hmm. That was so goofy. And then the other one was, I subscribe to Unconventional Punishment. I was so fucking pissed off when that second thing was not in the goddamn movie.
Mm-hmm. I, for one, liked Anthony Mackie's delivery when he said, "You're right, I'm not." And guess what is fucking missing from the finished product?
That line delivery.
But hold on one second. They had no issue editing out that line. Here's a funny side note. There are organizations like Action Network, Jews of Conscience, various other pro-Palestine groups boycotting this picture because they put Sabra in it, right? For the uninitiated, Sabra was the first Israeli superheroine, a fucking agent of Mossad in the comics. The boycotts are happening because Israeli colonists have been genociding the shit out of these Palestinians since October 7th. Why do I mention all this? Because there's only one line in the movie connecting Sabra to Israel. She says it in the meeting room. She says, I was born in Israel. They cut Anthony Mackie's badass line, but they couldn't be bothered to kind of opt out of the Israel thing. Literally, it's one line. This movie is so cheeks. It's styled like a political thriller, but it's really scared of politics. The politics of this movie, they're scenery. The key players work in government, but there's no actual discussion of like policy outside of, gee, I hope we can share the Wolverine medal, and it's complicated being Captain America when you're black, but worse than Falcon and the Winter Soldier did it. So much of the plot involving these agents of the state is motivated by shit you could copy and paste into a plot involving a successful bakery. Get this. Oh, our best baker is feeling a little complicated right now because the head of the bread company used to be a bad guy. He used to be anti-bread, but now he owns a bakery. But then shit starts going wrong at the bakery. This old guy who helped found the bakery but didn't get stock options gets thrown in jail because he tries to assault the boss. Turns out, former co-worker from another company is framing all the new employees at the bakery because he's upset the owner patented his bread ideas and used the profits to get life-saving heart surgery. And then the pressure rises like the dough until it's revealed in front of a very large crowd. The owner actually has celiac disease, and he shits his pants after taking a bite of the company's most well-advertised bread. Oh, you can accomplish most of this movie's plot without relaying a single interesting thought about anything resembling politics. One thing that made Winter Soldier so fucking good, besides the fact it was a shot-for-shot remake of Enemy of the State with Will Smith, was that it revisited the burning post-9/11 question, what matters more, being safe or being free? And then put some absolutely disgusting stank on it when it proposed, what if after trading away all your freedom to be safe, the people in charge protecting you were stone-cold Nazis? What's the big political idea here? If the president used to be a shitty guy and now he's really trying to change, he might actually be unable to change because the demons from his past will catch up. Super cutting-edge stuff you got there, Marvel. Love the part where he voluntarily imprisons himself after being calmed down by a famous black guy. I love that in Marvel movies they can fucking behead the guy who takes out half the universe, but no. The president needs to step down voluntarily. We cannot make the president too evil. He became the Hulk by accident. It was just his medication. And I wish I could have, like, a moment where I go, like, but what about that train fight, or something of that nature. But Brave New World didn't even have a standout action sequence for me. I'm sure I'll get some disagreements on this. Anthony Mackie deserves better material than this. I am so sad. This is his second big Marvel property where he's had to spearhead it, but then the writers had to downgrade what the story was due to outside pressure. This is one of those films where you might have a fine enough time, like, consuming it as a piece of entertainment, but the second somebody reminds you of, like, what's missing from it, you start to realize they kind of pulled their punches here. I'm giving this movie a 4 out of 10 for intellectually motivated reasons. Marvel needs to grow a pair if they want to, like, keep doing these fake political thriller things. Like, the opening credits of Black Widow make this movie look like Jumanji. Back to you, Tanner. Sorry.
Great stuff. I liked the movie.
Fighter jet go boom.
Kinda. I kind of went full monkey brain on this one. I was not expecting the politics of a Marvel project to be that coherent, as it usually isn't. So, despite all of the very ridiculous... Oh my god. So I have some... Okay. So, we're going to talk about political problems. What the fuck's going on with Bucky Barnes in this movie? All right, let's get into it. This is where the politics in this movie fail. What the fuck Congress seat is he running for? What the fuck is the circumstances for this election, okay? Because President Ross was just elected 5 months ago or whatever the fuck in universe, right? Which means they just elected a new Congress. Why is Bucky actively campaigning for an election in fucking April? There probably hasn't been one scheduled yet.
I will interject briefly and say I don't want to super Marvel nerd out too hard on you, but I did look into that when I heard you say it the other day.
Oh.
I think if you look into some trivia about Iron Man 3, you might find that it's already canon that they are in an offset election cycle from our own here in the Prime Universe. I'm just saying. I don't know if it lines up, but just saying.
Holy shit.
Interesting. It all adds up now. Barack Obama was still president in the MCU. Finally. Not the point. I did like the movie. Everything that Austin just said is true. Everything that Tim said is mostly true. The politics are fucking incoherent. The plot is goddamn nonsensical. But you want to know what I liked about the trailers? Was how much it reminded me of a 90s movie.
Huh.
In general. And when I watched this movie, I walked out thinking, that was like a cheesy 90s movie. I had fun. I liked the part where he was fighting airplanes with basically his bare hands. That's really cool. I liked the part where I pretended to care about the new Falcon for 5 minutes as they did a fake out death for him. I still don't know his name. My bad. I keep forgetting it. I think it's Rodriguez, but I might be wrong.
Torres?
See?
Joaquin Torres.
I don't know. I want to say more about it. The bad shit is bad. It's one of the worser Marvel movies for sure. But I don't know, in recent years when we've had stuff like Thor, Love and Thunder, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumanium, this one was relatively inoffensive. The action was fun. I didn't think the CGI was that bad, except for a couple of parts in the Rose Garden where I was like, where did they film this in like Anthony Mackie's house? Why is the green screen so bad? I also thought it was really ridiculous that after a big final fight, it then came down to, Mr. President, calm down. You have a daughter. And like that worked. It's kind of amazing. Like imagine you were like pissed the fuck off. You were so mad you were like punching holes in the wall. And someone came up to you and said, dude, family? And you went, yeah, you right.
It's cyclical, dude. They begin with the daughter, they end with the daughter. What's the very first line of the film?
The very first fucking line of the film is, where is Betty, my daughter? In case you justifiably, since that movie came out 17 goddamn years ago, forgot who Betty Ross is.
I swear to God, this movie mentioned the cherry blossoms so many times that in the climax when we saw the cherry blossoms, I was so ready for Betty Ross to walk out and do the sun's getting real low on her dad. And I'm thankful that didn't happen. And for this movie, that's high praise.
Right.
Yeah. That would have been so predictable and easy, but they didn't go that direction. But, you know, the fight between Sam Wilson and Cap is fun. I like Giancarlo Esposito in all three of his scenes, even though it's really funny that one of his 3 scenes is clearly there because they went, shit, we need someone to explain the plot of 2008's The Incredible Hulk. We'll give Esposito that job. I find the decision to make a Captain America movie using entirely Hulk villains, but not including the Hulk, weird. I don't entirely get that. I get it's the MCU, it's an interconnected universe, and like they kind of share villains a lot in the comics all the time. But like, I don't know. Also, if you're gonna do the leader, do the leader. Give him the stupid forehead. While I did find his design in this movie actually pretty creepy in a way that I wasn't expecting. I didn't hate his design. I like it fine. I just wish his forehead was also fucking gigantic. And they should have gave him a goatee.
That would have been better.
They did at one point. There's toys out there with the goatee and with like a wig on, but
they like backed out of that. I don't know. This movie was either reshot once or 37 times, depending on who you ask.
I think it was 22 days of reshoots last I checked.
The Israeli character thing, her existence was kind of pointless. Don't really know what she had added. I'm glad they really waded into that political controversy for the sake of a nothing character that, by the way, is also kind of a nothing character in the comics. I'm really glad they waded their way into that for some reason. I don't know. She had like one half decent fight scene, but it's also very funny that clearly she had a bigger role in the movie at some point, because the entire third act, she's like doing that thing where she's wearing a jacket over the super suit, but she like never breaks out the super suit.
Yeah, you can kind of see some vague details of it under her overcoat, and yeah, they just don't explain that at all. They don't. I do wonder if they were going to give her a superhero name. What was it going to be? Surely it wasn't going to be Saba.
Israeli widow.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, I think that's
Israeli widow.
Yeah.
And at some point, she was going to turn to the camera and says, "I'm in the IDF."
Deal with it.
I just thought it was funny. She has like an Austin Powers name. Her name is Ruth Betzeroff. Like all bets are off. What the?
Oh,
That's.
I didn't even notice that.
Insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. On to some of the good stuff I liked. I really liked the scene where Bucky showed up, despite me immediately going, "How does politics work here?" I liked that. That was fun. So I liked that. I really thought Sam Wilson continued to kill it. I wish the movie around him was better, but I think he did a great job. Harrison Ford is fucking amazing in this for some reason.
Yep.
This is the most I've seen him try in a while.
Yep.
He like gave 110% to this, and I'm just sitting here thinking, why? And also, I'm grateful for this movie's existence if for no other reason than the press tour of this proves something to me. It's not that Harrison Ford hates like nerd shit that he's in. He specifically despises Star Wars. Mm-hmm. That is specifically what he hates with all of his being. Because like, he was having a bunch of fun on the press tour for this. He was like, "Yeah, I'm the Hulk. That's cool. I got to do the motion capture." I went, "Rah, rah."
He doesn't hate that Star Wars money, though.
He do enjoy that Star Wars money. I don't know. We'll get more into this in general discussion. But I like the movie. This is probably the most negative sounding we've been on a Marvel podcast ever. But maybe we'll have some more nice things to say in general discussion after a brief commercial break. Whoop.
Schwartzberg, have you seen the ratings? We're getting our ass kicked every week by the Incredible Hulk.
Well, last night's episode was a very special episode. They revealed that the Incredible Hulk has an evil twin. And he's not green. He's red.
I know, and it was amazing. Did you see it?
You can't compete with that.
Hi, welcome back for that commercial break for another commercial. See that shit right behind me?
What the fuck is that?
That's a movie palette. It basically takes the primary color of every frame of a movie, slices it up into these little pieces, and puts it on a pretty cool art piece that you can hang up in your living room or something. That's one for the movie Punch Drunk Love.
Nice.
But they offer plenty of other movie palettes for other Marvel movies. Maybe someday the movie we're talking about today, etc., etc. And if they don't have your favorite movie, for a little extra dollars, I think it's like $40 more, you can get a custom made one of your favorite movie. So go ahead, add the movie palette to your cart, but before you check out, enter the code SQUAD15 to save 15% on your order. Thank you so much, and back to the show. All right, Israel. No, I'm kidding.
Let's
go. I pronounced
go.
Israel wrong. I think I just pronounced Israel wrong.
It's okay.
I think it's very funny watching this movie, and I had that line where it's like, the country had to move on. That's why I resigned. And I'm just sitting here thinking, no, if this shit happened in real life, every member of Thaddeus Ross's party would be like, it's a good thing he turned into the Hulk, actually. That's good. That's a cool and good.
President smash enemies.
Yeah, this makes us strong. Either it'd be like the Republicans being like, oh, it's not a bad thing, and if it was a bad thing, he didn't do it, or whatever. Or it'd be like the Democrats being like, no, he didn't turn into the Hulk. You're crazy. Joe Biden isn't on mental decline. You're crazy. Either way, it'd just be the members of the party like endlessly advocating for him to stay in office. And I was talking to Tim about this at work. I think it would have been really cool if like at the end of the movie it was a montage of him like not standing down, not stepping aside, and continuing to be president. But then at the same time, I don't know, I did feel a little something when him and Betty Ross finally got to see each other again. And that probably would not have made sense if he insisted on staying president or something. So I don't know.
Well, they could have had both. They could have had him kind of briefly, reconnect with his daughter and then decide to, be a demagogue, be like, a right-wing, unobstructed piece of shit. Because that at least would have said something kind of interesting, is like the Brave New World is that like you've got these like bad superheroes who are winning over the public. The Boys had some success with this. I just don't know if like any of Marvel's leadership would want to juggle that ball for very long, because it's a little complicated, right? The snap, it's not like something that you have to think too much about. Everybody's sad, half the people went away. It's like 9/11. Hulk president would be something where they'd actually have to have their 11 writers in the room actually be in sync on something. But it would have been an interesting way to end the film.
But also the same. Just imagine in real life if like you're watching the TV and the president turns into an 11-foot tall monster. The fuck you doing in that situation? First off, stock market, immediate collapse. I'm sorry, immediate collapse. So the markets would be in fucking free fall.
You know what I've noticed about the discussion around this movie? I think every conversation that I've had, and even just overheard other people having, they veer towards rewriting the plot. And I think that's what that says about this movie is that there's a lot of good pieces in there. They're just all in the wrong order, and it's clearly missing stuff. I tell you, I have a document on my phone where I've rewritten this movie like 3 or 4 times, and I don't even do this kind of thing. It just frustrated me that much. I was like, I need to make it work. I think I would have gone the other direction rather than a scene at the end with Thaddeus Ross. I would have liked more in the beginning. One thing I envisioned was him during the events of the Eternals and watching on the news the Celestial emerge from the ocean and dealing with his heart condition there, and that being the trigger, plus his upcoming campaign to begin taking the medication from the leader, leading to what happens in the third act. But again, that's just one of a million ways we could rework this thing.
A lot of things could have gone differently. Can we point out all the funny stuff that happens in this movie? Like how at the end the leader's big plan, after his original big plan fails, his second big plan is to intentionally get caught on what appears to be a community college campus.
Yeah, he just often shows up in broad daylight in a trench coat and no one's reacting to the green man with the funky head. I don't understand. He kills a man with sound and walks away.
At this point, though, 5 years ago, a giant purple fucking alien from space snapped his fingers and made half of everybody disappear. If you were in that scenario, would you be that freaked out by the weird cancerous man?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I see a guy in a weird shirt walking down the street and I go, huh. And no one did that to the leader in this movie.
Mm-hmm. But mind control doesn't exist. Yeah, we all got snapped away by a big purple monster. Mind control's not real though. Shit.
Blinking light mind control, definitely no.
Mm-hmm. Tim Blake Nelson is great in this. I think I'm glad they didn't kill him, so he can come back. But also, this leads to the other funniest thing involving him in the movie, which is perhaps the world's most pointless post-credit scene, which is just at the end of the movie. I mean, some people apparently get psyched by this, so that's cool. But I remember just sitting there waiting through all those credits and him just being like, the multiverse is coming. I was like, yeah, motherfucker, it's been here.
I've seen it on those 3 charts from that one shot earlier in the film.
Ooh.
It definitely
in the
explains how my
probability
powers
there are
work.
people coming. There are people coming in the probable. What the fuck does that mean, man?
Can we talk about the leader's plan? Can we talk about what his actual plan was? Did anybody actually track and follow what he was trying to accomplish in this movie?
It's very like Joker in the Dark Knight-esque, where it just relies on a bunch of people making the exact correct decision.
Well, okay, so even if they all make the exact correct decision, what he wanted to do was trick Captain America into stealing adamantium from the Japanese, which would piss off the Japanese. And then invite Captain America to the White House, where he hopes he brings Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And just in case he doesn't bring Isaiah Bradley, we're going to go ahead and brainwash 30 other military guys into shooting the president. That was a crucial part of the plan. They had to not shoot the president, so that the president would then go into hiding, further pissing off Japan for reasons. And they initiate a global conflict to steal the shiny metal, where then he would, during that conflict, unleash the Red Hulk, showing the rest of the world President bad? Way too much of that was dependent on the audience believing in his powers of probability, which this movie did exactly nothing to establish. They literally showed one shot of 3 charts on a table, and we're supposed to gather that he can predict the multiverse based on that alone, and that is why this villain does not work. Nothing to do with Tim Blake Nelson. He's a fantastic actor. I loved him in the Watchmen series. If you guys haven't seen that, that was crazy.
Yeah, he's the guy that I think was in that secret silver suit and was sliding around and shit.
Yeah, kind of like a new take on a Rorschach type character. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that Especially because the one scene that's supposed to show is like probability calculating things. The first time we actually see his face on screen, he's saying, "Damn, I didn't predict you'd actually show up."
Yeah. Yeah, not to mention, there's not one calculator. Not one calculator in this whole movie. I don't know how he was. There's not an abacus. There's nothing. He's just got a big lumpy.
You see, they keep pumping his brain full of fucking gamma rays, and that makes you smart. It doesn't give you cancer. Does cancer not exist in the MCU?
No. Peter Quill's mom would beg to differ there. You can only get cancer from a celestial
century.
Pokemon.
They cured cancer. Because at this point, all you have to do is pump someone full of gamma rays, and it gives them new and interesting superpowers.
You can't get cancer from gamma rays. You can only get it from alien dick. It's a completely different disease in the Marvel movies.
Yeah, cancer only exists if, like, near omnipotent being decides you have cancer now.
What is it?
For no real reason other than I'm done with you, by the way.
Do you guys think that this movie makes a compelling argument that Sam Wilson should take the super soldier serum, or
no,
the opposite?
He holds his own against the Hulk.
Well, what I'll say is, even though he does hold his own against the Hulk, the movie doesn't do enough to convince me that he should not take the damn serum. But no, I guess this is informed by outside stuff, but no, I don't think he should take it.
I don't want him to take it because then that kind of like it ruins what makes him special, I think. But at the same time, part of the reason why he doesn't have it in the comics is that the super soldier serum is supposed to be basically impossible to replicate without like some type of side effect or whatever. But this is almost a problem with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They kind of did perfectly replicate the super soldier serum in that show.
Yeah. Also, in the comic books, or in some of them, he has talking to bird powers. So, he's.
They should give him that back. Yeah. I think they should have replaced the drone with like at some point in this movie he loses his drone and then he sees this he's alone in the woods and then he starts hearing a voice and he's like, "The fuck is that? Who is that?" "It's me, Sam. It's me, Red Wing. My drone? No." And he should be voiced by like fucking Dan Castellaneta.
It's Isaiah Mustafa from those like Old Spice commercials. The look at your man now back to me guy. He voices the fucking Falcon.
Look at your Falcon. Now look at me. Now look back at your Falcon. Wouldn't you rather be with me?
Yeah, how are we ever gonna get the Pet Avengers if we don't get Red Wing in there now?
Right.
When are we gonna get the Legion of Super Pets versus the Pet Avengers coming 2020?
It's Red Wing. It's that goldfish from Moon Knight. What else we got? We got a solid team.
The dog from fucking.
Oh, Lucky the pizza dog from Hawkeye. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of fucking. Oh my God, what's his name? What is their name?
It doesn't matter. There's no more room for dogs.
The Inhumans.
Oh,
the Inhumans dog.
Okay.
What about the Flurkin? The Flurkin from Captain Marvel, that cat.
Yeah, it's got a cat. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Right.
The teleporting dog. I don't remember his name. He's got a fork on his head though.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
He is cool. Yeah.
What more is there to say about this movie? I don't know.
Hey, who would win in a fight? Sam Wilson or Isaiah Bradley?
Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah, to the crowd who thinks
Bradley
he
has
take
the serum.
Super serum. Okay.
Yeah, the super soldier serum is like fucking candy in this universe. Fucking anybody can get their hands on it, but Sam Wilson's like, no. Because reason.
Meanwhile, John Walker's like, juice me up, baby! Put me in the sequel!
Thunderbolts looks like it's gonna be great. I can't wait for that. Let's talk. It's kind of cute that the leader's song that like activates people is Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
Considering that is his nickname in the 2008 Incredible Hulk movie.
Yeah.
This is a reference that only us will understand. The average audience will be like, why the fuck they picked the stupid 50s song?
And to be honest with you, only like 2 times could I actually identify the song. There were several times where they played like a weird part where I was like, what is happening?
What am I listening to?
Yeah. Like when they set off all the military guys to not shoot the president, it was like a weird part of the song right there. Over the speakers too. So
why does like Harrison Ford have like a low taper fade in this movie?
Cause fresh, baby.
It felt really weird seeing such an old man with a young man's haircut.
Yeah, I do like that Harrison Ford brought a much more lighthearted tone to the character. I don't think William Hurt ever made me sympathize with him. William Hurt always kind of made me want to see more, though, and Harrison Ford really didn't, though. So, give and take there. I'd love to see more Red Hulk, certainly, but when I found out that you can kind of just stab him, why don't they just shoot him?
They like alluded to his like heat powers.
Yeah,
because like
cinders.
things kept steaming, but then they like didn't like do anything with it.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was hulking out for the first time.
Yeah, for
so
a movie with a Hulk in it
By the
pulled his
way,
punches left and right.
Need his tailor. I need to know what suit pants are able to stretch and keep their form that well.
Yeah, well, the leader had to like swap his pants in because he was the only one that knew he was going to Hulk out. So that was the other thing. Speaking of the leader was able to do all the things that he was able to do because he was in prison at a military base, and he ends this movie in prison in a military base. So I don't know how they're planning on preventing everyone from falling victim to his nonsensical plans a second go around, but they didn't really solve the problem. They didn't even really band-aid it. They kind of just, I don't know, picked the dude up and moved him from there to there, you know?
I would have liked it if they put him in the DMV at the end. Like, that's his, like, hyper
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah, figure this one out, bitch!
This is a movie.
Do you guys think they shouldn't have revealed the Red Hulk thing in the trailers? Because this really feels like one of those things.
Yeah,
because like
yeah,
the entire movie, they're like, damn, what are those pills he's taking? What are they doing? It's a major plot point trying to figure out what the pills are doing. And I'm just sitting here thinking, well, they turned him into the Red Hulk. Obviously, I would have figured that out because I know the comics, and I would have been like, oh, well, he's probably going to turn into the Red Hulk when I was watching the movie. But like, I'm sitting here thinking, even the average person watching this movie, assuming they've seen the second trailer, would be like, oh, so he's going to turn into the Red Hulk.
Honestly, I kind of thought they were preventing him from turning into the Red Hulk at that point in the movie. So it still managed to take me by surprise a little bit. But I mean, I already knew he was going to turn into the Red Hulk. No, they definitely should not have revealed it. That would have been such a shocker and a surprise and a treat. We would have all walked out of that movie like, hey, fucking Red Hulk was in that. Goddamn. But then we went into it expecting Red Hulk, and it was just a little bit of Red Hulk drizzled in there at the end. A little bit of Betty Ross right on top. And
Yeah.
I think this one's gonna go down with like Castaway revealing he gets off the island, fucking Batman v Superman revealing Doomsday, like in the pantheon of trailers, fucking Kingsman 2 revealing Colin Firth lived. In the pantheon of whatever the fuck that is, this movie's gonna be in there. Cause the whole time I was just really interested in like where this movie's going, and then it ends up at like the fucking poster. The poster that I saw walking into the movie, and I was like, oh man. And I don't think any of the falling action after that is terribly interesting either, which might also like add a little bit of injury to this case. Like, what do we really get after the Red Hulk fight? Do we get anything substantial? You said,
I don't know. There's a sweet scene between Liv Tyler and Ford, and that's kind of it. Speaking of Liv Tyler, or go ahead.
Well, the scene between Sam and Joaquin in the hospital was a little touching as well. Not that the movie did anything to make you care about Joaquin Torres. But.
Oh, did the Bucky scene happen after that too?
No, that happened before. Yeah.
No, Bucky. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. So what do you guys think like Liv Tyler's reaction was when they exercised the option on her contract to make her do another movie fucking 17 years after the last one?
Probably not as shocked as like she was when she was approached to be in the new Lord of the Rings. Like, she's gonna be in the fucking search for Gollum. Like, I don't know. What has she even been doing lately besides this stuff? Have we kept up with Liv Tyler's career?
All right, it's time to play my favorite game, pulling up Liv Tyler's IMDb page.
I genuinely can't think of the last time I saw Liv Tyler in a movie.
While he's looking that up, Austin, where would you rank this movie amongst the other MCU movies? Is it dead last for you?
Oh, no. I think I had a worse time with Thor: Love and Thunder than this.
Okay.
I haven't finished the Marvels. That's like the one Marvel movie where I just stopped. But that was also influenced by another person being there with me, so that might not be fair. It would be down there, like be in the bottom 5 maybe. Where would you rank this as someone who's probably like has read comics, which is an important part of this, and probably has put more thought into your ranking?
Well, I agree, and I'm not going to give you my entire MCU ranking here today, but it is towards the bottom. If I'm trying to put it on par with another MCU project, I'm putting it right neck and neck with Iron Man 2. It's a punchy movie. Protagonist fights a villain that you don't really care about, and it's just a good old time. So yeah, I put it right there. Mm-hmm. This movie would have been better with Whiplash in it, though.
This is Liv Tyler's first appearance as an actress in 5 years.
Okay.
The last thing she was in a TV show called 911 Lone Star, which I guess only lasted one season. And the last movie she was in was 2019, which was Ad Astra.
So to answer your question then, Tanner, I think her response would have been, oh, thank God.
Work.
Money.
Well, I mean, her last name. I don't think she's worried about money.
Yeah. You know the whole history with that whole thing.
What? Her being Liv Tyler's...
Well, Steven Tyler. Not only did we not always know that...
Liv Tyler's daughter.
Not only did we not always know that, neither did she. Just saying. Look into it. It's a whole subject.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Her first acting credit is an Aerosmith music video. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, ooh. Dicey mention there. Might want to look into that one too. Yeah, cut that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm looking at my MCU rankings. I have this ranked 28th.
Out of 35, right?
Out of 35, yeah. Right behind Age of Ultron and right ahead of Iron Man 2. So
yeah. So we agree then. Cool.
The movies I think that are worse than this are Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, First Thor, Black Widow, Thor: The Dark World, Thor: Love and Thunder, good God, Thor, you've had a bad run, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. Ragnarok's awesome. Ragnarok's great.
You know, I now that you've listed them, I think I agree with all of those choices. I guess that, that doesn't put it in the bottom 5. The bottom 7th, maybe, but yeah, it's not...
For the record, I like all of them except Love and Thunder and Quantumanium. Those ones I'm like... And yes, audience, you may say to yourself, I watched those podcasts. You liked those movies then. That's the problem when we record podcasts so soon after the movie coming out. Sometimes it takes a while for problems with a movie to really rise in me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm on the other end of that. I think I had many more complaints coming out of the theater, and now that I've kind of settled with it, I think it rose in the ranks.
Yeah, like it's not awful. Marvel's definitely done, the MCU's definitely done way worse. Marvel in general has done way worse. Have you motherfuckers seen Kraven? Good God.
Okay,
just the one scene.
Now I'm a freak. I liked Kraven. All my credibility just fucking tanked. Did you hear?
You bad.
Did you?
We don't want Sony to succeed, Austin.
I just love that they made it R-rated. I love that there was graphic R-rated violence. Russell Crowe's accent. I love when the Rhino does that little scream, and it sounds like a fucking balloon having the air slowly let out of it. It's so... Kraven was fucking goated. Everyone's wrong with
what's
me.
funny here? What's funny here is that him describing why he likes Kraven sounds identical to me describing why I like the movie we're talking about today.
Yeah.
and
I like the stupid thing, actually. The stupid thing was good.
Yeah, and the difference is Kraven was not masquerading as something else. Kraven knew what it was.
Wrong. It was masquerading as a real movie.
I mean, yeah, when the man comes around by Johnny Cash in the trailers, you could accuse it of masquerading as a real movie. That's fair. Shit.
You know, I think, back to Captain America, I think one of the things people often complain about these movies set in these larger universes is that there's too much legwork. You have to do too much research. You have to see too much stuff to understand this thing. And in general, I disagree with that. I think most of these projects stand on their own two legs, and you can infer most of that just based on context clues. However, I think Marvel Studios has heard that feedback and responded incorrectly, and in doing so, they've made the very thing people have been complaining about this entire time. They've made a movie where every character feels the need to pointlessly explain in dialogue specifically what happened in the prior project and the things that they're referring to now. Like, it wasn't just Isaiah Bradley's here. It's like, Isaiah Bradley is here. He's the guy who did this, that, and the other. And they spell it out very simply. It felt insulting to me. It felt condescending. I'm actually curious to hear about how like non-hardcore fans reacted to that kind of thing, if they noticed it at all. It bothered me throughout the entire movie, though.
So the thing with Marvel movies is that they usually do have like a quick line of dialogue or two that expositions the hell out of the previous thing you need to explain, but it's usually just a line or two. I'm not kidding. Giancarlo Esposito is in 3 scenes in this movie, and in his 3rd one, he literally just explains the plot of The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
This scene comes 50 plus minutes into the movie, by the way.
Oh, the time where he just shows up out of nowhere. He does a jump scare with a grenade gun.
That was like the one scene I liked.
That scene was kind of fucking awesome. I like that shit.
Just
You like Captain America caught without his wings or whatever. I was like, God damn.
Even though Captain America usually doesn't have wings, that's kind of a new thing, actually.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of trying to take out a superhero by just shooting a bunch of holes in his windshield and lobbing a grenade in there real fast. It was
To be fair, it almost worked.
It was so vulgar, and then he turns around and just blows away a cop car. That was kind of solid. I know that scene's all reshoots, but they did okay. They did good.
Yeah, apparently the Serpent Society in this movie was originally like super goofy. As far as I can tell, pre-reshoots this movie in general was way goofier. And then I guess they saw the cut they had and went, oh, we can ape the Winter Soldier and pretend we're political.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, we have to move the slider a little more towards the Winter Soldier direction. But I think you were spot on with everything you said earlier, Austin. It was like a pale imitation of a movie like The Winter Soldier, and not at all The Winter Soldier. It had zero political substance. It failed to make any kind of a point at every turn.
At least Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which we relentlessly made fun of it for this, but in its final episode, they had a whole thing where Sam Wilson gives a speech where it's like, politicians do better. And while that was really funny and stupid and silly, and Austin and I rightfully made fun of it, at least it was saying something.
What I'll say about that and about Sam Wilson in this movie, by the way, I haven't really said anything positive yet, though I said I would try to. I love Sam Wilson as Captain America. I love Anthony Mackie's portrayal of Sam Wilson. I think he nails it. He's from my neck of the woods, too, so I personally just love hearing the way he says words and how he approaches problems. I appreciate that he... I think a lot of other people have said this on YouTube already, but he tries to use his words first. Usually he tries to use his words first. At the beginning of the movie, he does fly into a window and snap a man's arm in half and laughs about it and tells another military guy, like, hey, you might want to clean that up. And then he just kind of leaves. And so that's another issue with this movie is it's messy. It lacks consistency in certain areas. But yeah, Anthony Mackie, good guy.
This movie also has a classic thing that the Marvel movies do in general, which is, you know, in the first 10 minutes of this movie, he visibly kills at least like 5 people.
Yeah.
And then like later on, he's like, I can't kill you. I'm better than that. You just killed like 17 people.
Yeah, but they were bad guys.
They were henchmen.
But this was also a bad guy.
Nah, he had a name.
But this time it was, this time it wasn't even like, because usually it's like you kill 37 million people en route to the main villain, then you're like, I can't kill you. I'd be no better than you. This time it's like he went like, oh, the basic bitch henchmen, I can kill them. One step above that deserves my respect. Like he's like, I'll kill the goons, but I won't kill the goon leaders. Like,
You know, I would have liked to have seen Sam Wilson go up against any past Captain America villain. I know we can't really pull Red Skull, but Batroc the Leaper, I know he appeared in the show, but we could do something like that. Or even if it's not a past Captain America villain that we've seen in the MCU, you know, surely Steve Rogers was off doing other things when he wasn't participating in these films. You know, just bring a minor villain back for that, not Hulk villains.
if I were to critique this movie in any serious fashion, it'd be they had Harrison Ford on Air Force One, and not once did he say, "Get off of my plane." Real missed opportunity, I thought.
Oh, Adamantium didn't need to be in this movie. Neither did Torres or Ruth Bass-Ruff. They added nothing. You could strip all of those elements completely out of this movie and it'd be the same damn movie. This was the most shameless example of the MCU trying to set up a future project that I have ever seen them do. It literally, Adamantium, it blows my mind that they included that and they hyped it up. They did put it in one of the final trailers and it doesn't do a damn thing.
They don't make it's just like, oh, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
What I really like about this movie. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
You got this.
No, I actually forgot. God damn it! What the fuck was I talking
The
about?
suit. You like the
Harrison
suit?
Ford. The suit's okay. I like the suit in the show more.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for him with the head cowl. You know, that's what he said in interviews, is that they changed the suit because he didn't want to wear the cowl anymore. But they CGI wings on this dude in every shot of the damn movie. They couldn't have CGI'd 2 white lines on his face, you know?
Yeah. That's not a bad point. Huh. Because, yeah, you'd have
was
to
I gonna
rotomate for
bring
the
up?
wings anyway. Nice. Man, if they had a scene demonstrating what adamantium does, it would have been a lot better. You know, they have somebody, like, fucking shoot, like, a plate made of vibranium with the adamantium bullet and it goes straight through or something. You know, really, like add that, like, the fucking... What did The Rock say with Black Adam? The power hierarchy
of power in the DC universe about the change. I agree. When Harrison Ford introduced adamantium, he should have leaned in the microphone and said, "The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change."
Yeah, he should have held up a hunk of it and, like, hit it with a metal hammer, and it was like, ding!
Everyone goes, "Oh,
Power in this hum.
adamantium." Should have just gone full used car salesman.
Yeah.
You can fit so much violence in this bad boy.
Might be good for repairing bones.
Oh?
Might stick
Then he
to
turns to the
bones
camera
real
and
well.
says, "Bullseye. Please
Hey.
watch Daredevil, Brave New World, or fucking Daredevil Born, Daredevil New." They
Brave New
should
Born
have
Again.
called this movie New World Order. It would have been so fucking funny if this movie was still called New World Order.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's not really a New World Order or a Brave New World at the end of the movie. It's you know, we have a slightly better material available than one we already had. That's really about it. We almost went to World War III with Japan because Harrison Ford couldn't be bothered to get his ass out of a bunker.
I love the way the Marvel Universe exists in this movie, where we're apparently on very shaky grounds of Japan, a nation we're famously incredibly friendly with.
Yeah. You know, I've heard other rumblings of that potentially setting up a future conflict. I can't name exactly what it is specifically right now. I don't have it on hand, but I think there have been other small instances in past projects of the United States being in conflict with France specifically, but also Japan. And I don't know what they could possibly do.
I don't understand the global politics of the MCU. Who is friends with who?
Yeah, why is France so mean?
It would, like, why Japan? Why not Russia?
Right. That's another thing where they fucking ducked and weaved around the politics. Was like the nations mentioned were Japan and India, if I'm remembering correctly. No, they
and
France. They should have gone fucking all out. Russia, fucking China. You know, give this shit some stakes.
You know, it would have made sense if, like, India was the one being all, like, fucking frisky or fucking pissy about it.
Yeah, because it's like in their ocean.
In real life, we are slightly on shakier grounds of India, and yeah, it's in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're right there. They have the best claim to it out of anybody, I would think.
They should have been like, no, that's in our fucking waters. Fuck you.
I like the idea that Japan called it first because there were some whalers out there, like some fucking dolphin hunters or some shit, and they're like, we got it first. Put a little flag on there. That's the background story. You can't change my mind. It was the dolphin.
Well, that's the whole problem. That's the center of the conflict with Celestial Island, as they call it in the movie, is that you cannot physically plant a flag into it. So no one can lay claim to it because it's made of adamantium.
We can't put a flag in it, guys. Nobody owns it.
Yeah, it won't go in.
No, imagine like when Neil Armstrong was on the moon and he goes to plant the flag and it just...
Yeah.
Guys, it's not going in.
Why does it sound hollow when I bang on this?
Stanley!
All happens. Fuck.
Just falls through the moon.
Fuck.
All right. Well, I say we're coming up on an hour. So before we do that, I'll have only one thing to say. Guys, I don't think I should have been that surprised at the quality of the movie. This was directed by the same guy that directed the Cloverfield Paradox.
I will defend that movie with my dying breath. I love the Cloverfield Paradox.
Really hate the Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay, it's silly and it contradicts itself a lot in its runtime. But I don't know, it's fun. It's another Cloverfield movie. I'll do anything for more Cloverfield movies.
That movie was so bad it killed Cloverfield, unfortunately. Overkill. Remember that movie Overkill from 2019? That was supposed to be a Cloverfield anthology movie, but then they dropped the Cloverfield branding because Paradox was so bad.
Well, that was the other thing, is Cloverfield Paradox, I don't believe, was a Cloverfield movie out of the gate. Yeah, same thing with 10 Cloverfield
I remember
Lane.
reading the script when the script was on like the blacklist. It was called God Particle.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
So,
Then it's just kind of shoehorned the Cloverfield monster in there at the very end, and which is more than they did in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
5 times bigger. We're not talking about the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to our final thoughts of the movie. Austin, we'll start with you.
more like Crafted America. Brave New Turd.
Good job.
Fucking hated this
No,
shit.
that's all you get to say now. That's all you get to say now. Mr. Wilkinson, what are your final thoughts?
Not my leader. The leader was poor. The leader should have been better. Captain America was fine. It was a fine movie. It was really fun. Punchy. Red Hulk, rah! Harrison Ford, good movie. Bad plot.
Not great plot.
Yeah.
I did like the aerial combat stuff. That was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fine enough movie. It's the worst Captain America movie, unfortunately, which is a shame because I think all the Captain America movies are good to great. Well, this one's just okay. I had fun with it. I liked it. I didn't regret seeing it. Marvel has way better stuff on the horizon this year, between Born Again apparently being very good. Thunderbolts looks great. And obviously in Fantastic Four, we're finally maybe going to get a good fucking Fantastic Four movie. Fingers crossed.
4.
Yeah, cross all 4 fingers. But beyond that, I don't know. It's fine. I liked it. It did its job and I enjoyed it. But you know who else did their job and I enjoyed it?
Ooh.
Careful now.
You
He just wanted to show off his autofocus.
I just found out I could do this today. You the person watching / listening to this episode of Bomb Squad Matinee. If you are listening on any of the audio platforms we're on, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. How about you leave us a review? It boosts us in the algorithm or something. And if you are listening, how about you mosey on down over to our Patreon? We're subscribing to the $5 reward tier. We'll get you access to commentary tracks. We just released one for Swiss Army Man. We will very soon be releasing one for the 2003 director's cut Daredevil movie. Bad movie. Oh my God. As bad as you think it is, it's worse than you remember. So that should be fun. And the $10 tier gets you a shout out. So Tanya Kraft, my mother, thank you so much for giving us $10 a month so I can get ever so closer to my ultimate end goal of not losing money on this enterprise. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you also very much for watching. How about you comment below and let me know, what did you think of Captain America Brave New World? What do you think of Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, Captain America? What did you think of Harrison Ford in this movie? What do you think this movie was before the reshoots? And finally, favorite Aerosmith song? Comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, hit the like button so we know how much you like us. Hit the subscribe button so we know how much you love us. And hit the bell icon to know exactly when we upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Mr. Wilkinson, is there anything you want to plug before we round it out?
No. I do sell Lego items and whatnot every now and again, but I don't even have my channel name handy right now. So hit me up after this if you want to know all about that. But thank you guys very much for having me. I very much enjoyed talking Marvel with you guys. I'll be happy to do it anytime.
No, we loved having you. This is a lot of fun. Tune in next time for when we cover John Hughes's perhaps most classic film, The Breakfast Club. That should be a lot of fun. Can't wait for you guys to see it. We'll see you then. Bye. No, I need to pull something up. I came up with an idea for a joke.
Oh, love these.
It's a very bad joke.
I did consider painting myself green for this one.
He did tell me about that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it
No,
be
I'm making
red?
that up. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is the Red Hulk in it. Yeah. That would have been something I would have realized upon,
You after you got the body paint on. Fuck.
Yeah. I would have been like, we're not doing Shrek. we're not breaking down the Shrek trailer.
We're doing Shrek 2, right? I thought. No. Okay.
The
here
one
we
with
go.
Zendaya.
Mm-hmm. Shrek 5 trailer where everybody looks completely different. I wish you'd painted yourself red, because then you could pop little horns on later, play devil's advocate. Could be a nice Red Hulk, Satan, kind of combo costume.